One of the easiest ways for you to start making money today is through an arbitrage business. Today I'm going to talk about an arbitrage business called Airbnb Arbitrage. I am not the Airbnb expert, however, I'm able to use this strategy, and so are thousands of my students around the world. They're able to use this strategy to create passive income for themselves. I'm the most experienced in the US market, so I'm going to talk about US terms, but this is definitely possible globally. You just have to look for the right deal. So first things first, we know that we're talking about Airbnb arbitrage, which means that there is a house that is not being purchased, but it is still being used for rental purposes. So this is what I mean. You go and you find a house which you can rent on a long-term basis. That means 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. The longer the term, honestly, the better for you for a couple different reasons. But the goal is to negotiate with the homeowner so that they're willing to give you their property for a long-term rental. Here's why a long-term rental benefits you. Number one, you are oftentimes able to negotiate a better deal. For example, if there's an elderly homeowner and they own 10 different properties and they have it listed, let's say, for $2,200 a month, and you come up to them and you're like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I know that you want to rent out this property. I know that you've been looking for a tenant. Well, what if I took away that assignment from you for 4 years or 5 years? What if for the next 5 years you didn't even have to find a new tenant because I'm gonna be renting it for 5 years? I'd like to sign a 5-year lease for you. So I'm gonna take care of that, take care of your rent payments for the next 5 years, and I'll just keep paying you passive income, right? Because that is actually passive income for the homeowner. That's a pretty attractive proposition because you are telling this person that they're not gonna have to go through this process where they're finding a tenant again for 5 years. So they may consider a lower price. They might do $2,100 or they might just do $2,000 because you're giving them something that they want. Now, another thing that they might want is somebody who takes really good care of the property. So because we're gonna be using it for Airbnb purposes, you can explain to them like, hey man, normally when a person lives in this property, they're not gonna take as good care of it as somebody who's just a guest for a couple days. So if you notice, usually Airbnb guests are very, very good tenants because they're only there for a short amount of time, and I hate to say it, but they just don't have time to ruin the house. They're in and out, and they're usually very, very careful because they're guests. They're not comfortable to the point where they're really damaging the property like a long-term tenant may. If you explain to the homeowner, hey, I'm gonna rent this out for you for 5 years, but guess what? I'm not even gonna live there for 5 years. I'm not gonna be the one living here because I want to take good care of this property for you and I wanna maintain a good relationship with you. Instead, what I'm gonna do is rent it out on a daily basis to tenants and allow them to stay for a couple days, a week, maybe a month if they really want to, but mostly it's gonna be Airbnb stays. And so that keeps the property in tip-top shape. It's getting cleaned multiple times a week. It's very well maintained. These people are very likely to say yes to this proposition. Now, the final reason that it's good to get a long-term lease is think about rent payments. Are rent payments likely to go up in the next 5 years or down? In my opinion, they're gonna go up, and there's a few economical reasons why that would happen, but I believe that they're gonna be higher in 5 years than they are today. Today we're in 2022, in 5 years we'll be in 2027. I believe that in 2027, rents for that same area, that same house are likely to be higher. Doesn't mean 100%, but guess what? That gives me the opportunity to lock in this lower rate today and have that rate for 5 years, which really just increases my profitability because I might be kind of profitable right now, but guess what? Next year, when rents have gone up even higher, Airbnb rates are gonna follow. And so I'm making more money on the Airbnb side, but my rent is locked in right here, the 2022 price. So every single year I'm making more and more and more money. That's the first part of all this. You find the house, you negotiate with the homeowner, you make sure that they understand that you're gonna be doing Airbnb, and you explain all the benefits of why you're doing Airbnb. Now, the next phase of all of that is for you to do two things. Number one, you need to pay, obviously, so first month's rent and security deposit. And guys, honestly, there are many houses out there that you could get for about $2,000 a month. Now, I'm saying from experience, this is not theoretical. I literally have many houses around the country that I could easily get for about $2,000 a month. Now, there's gonna be a security deposit, of course, but for the most part, you can get into these houses for less than $5,000, right? So you have your first month's rent, you have your security deposit, and then you need to rent some furniture. I believe the best way to do this is to rent furniture, and that's usually a couple $100s a month, maybe $200, $300 a month, maybe a little bit higher if you're getting some better furniture. But for the most part, you don't need to go all out on these houses. After all, it is going to be a rental. So you want to limit how much furniture is going to be there, and you also don't want to buy the most expensive furniture or rent the most expensive furniture because it is a tenant occupied property. Once you've done those things, the second thing that you need to do is sign the lease. So you sign the long-term lease, you furnish the place, you rented all the furniture, and now you need to list it on Airbnb. So step 3 of this whole process is listing it on Airbnb. And guys, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to have professional photography. I will not stay in an Airbnb that has pictures from your cell phone, and I believe that many others will not either. They'll just scroll right past it because there are houses out there that have professional photography, real estate photographers that are taking really nice pictures of the house, of the property. That can make a world of a difference when you're seeing all these nice houses or all these generally same quality houses, and then one of them has like really nice pictures. People are definitely going to want to stay at the one with nice pictures because all they can see is the pictures. Remember guys, people are not choosing these houses based on the words that you write. Part of it is definitely the words, part of it is the description, part of it is the amenities, the location, but pictures speak 1,000 words. And so if we can just get really, really good pictures, that's gonna make people a lot more likely to stay at our Airbnbs. Just to recap, the first thing that we did is we did our research and we found a house that we could rent for a decent price in a good area, obviously, and I actually teach how to identify these special areas in the country. Once we found that house, we negotiate with the homeowner, we make our first month's payment and our security deposit. So now we've taken possession of this house on a long-term lease. After that, we furnished the place. So we put in some nice furniture, some tasteful designs, and you create this whole experience that is just unmatched by a hotel. There's no hotel that has an experience like your Airbnb. And finally, to wrap it up, you take professional photography. So you hire a photographer, unless you're a photographer, but it's always good to hire somebody who has a lot of experience doing it. So you hire a professional photographer, they take some beautiful photos for you, you put it up on Airbnb, and as a little cherry on top, you can also hire somebody to manage all of that for you. There's many Airbnb management companies out there that are more than willing to take on your listing and manage it for you, and they'll definitely boost your occupancy as well as take a lot of work off of your place. So you're just able to enjoy the passive income that you're making from Airbnb arbitrage. Super simple model. If I was starting over in business and I had absolutely no money, that is probably the first thing that I would do because I could get in with such a small startup cost, right? Less than $5,000. And these properties can easily produce $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 net every single month. Because if you're paying $2,000 a month for this house and you're renting it for $200, $300 a night, you've got quite a bit of margin. So even after all of your expenses, you're still very, very profitable. Hope all this makes sense, guys. I will see you all on the next video.